over the summer, I'm gonna try and get my left-handed one arm. Not very good right now, but I'm gonna work on it every day until I get it. So if you wanna learn your one arm with me, you can keep watching these videos. But yeah, I'll start with what I would try and teach someone who's trying to learn a one arm. I feel like this will be easier for people that are watching, because a lot of times when people get taught a skill by someone who knows it already, the person who got the skill doesn't really remember exactly how they got it, because you can't just like get a one arm in a day. It takes a lot of time, so over time you kind of like might forget a couple things that you practiced at the beginning that were helpful. So I forgot those things too. So when I'm working on my left-handed one arm and where I don't have it very good, I can figure out which things are helping me more than others, so that I can help other people learn their one arms better, if that makes sense. Also, it'd probably be good if you have a handstand first before this, but there are tons of videos out there about how to learn a handstand. So yeah, you can try those ones. So the first thing I would do is stretch out your wrists and your shoulders, especially the wrist that you're doing the one arm on. So for me, it's gonna be my left hand. So especially stretch out this wrist, because you wanna make sure that it doesn't get hurt. Okay, now shoulders. And you don't really need to stretch out your back or anything, because your body should be pretty much straight and flat. And what I like to do to get like the blood flowing and everything, and not just like static stretches, is like, it's like this. And like that helps me warm up my shoulders more than just like holding. So first I would start with a couple handstands to just warm up your regular handstand. Also, a quick tip for blocks, make sure, or just a lot of skills in general, make sure you're staying on your fingers, this part of your hand, because you don't want to be on your palm, because if you're on your palm like this, your hand can move around really easily, and this is kind of dangerous. If you're on your fingers, even if you move your arm a lot, your fingers stay really steady. So even if I'm moving like this, my fingers are still okay. Once you have warmed up your handstand, now we're gonna work on some drills. So if you've never tried to do one arms before, this is what I would do, and this is what I'm trying to do for my left hand one arm. So if you're right-handed, I would recommend starting this on your right hand, because it should be a little bit easier, but it's your choice. Okay, first one. This one, basically, you're gonna go on the stilts and you're just gonna go in a handstand and put a little bit more weight on whichever hand you're doing the one arm on. So I'm gonna put a little more weight on my left hand, and I'm just gonna try and hold it there and see how that feels. So it's kind of hard to tell from the video, but I'm putting a lot more weight on my left side here, probably like 75%, to get used to having more weight on that side specifically. So what I'm basically doing is shifting my weight to one side, which is my left side, and the way I'm doing that is my legs are like this, tilting my legs slightly whichever way I want to go. So a lot of people know how to cartwheel out of their handstand, so think of it like you're cartwheeling a little bit out of your handstand and holding it before you fall all the way down, and that'll put some more weight on this hand. the key to a lot of learning in one arm is just being patient and not just going for the skill, because that really doesn't help you much, especially if you can't hold it for very long. Very important. Make sure that your handstand, when you're putting more weight on one hand, looks like this and not this. So yeah, work on that for now, and I'll give you a time lapse of me doing that like 5 more times. Just putting a little bit more weight on my left side, because even just that will probably make me a little bit sore. Also, a quick tip, make sure you keep your arm, the one arm that you're trying to do the one arm on, right next to your head. So you don't want a big gap like this. There's a lot of reasons for it, but most importantly, it is risky for like injury, because your arm can give out like this. When you're here, your arm's a lot stronger, and you're also engaging more muscles in your shoulder and your back than if you're out here. So this way is good to do it. As you see, my shoulder is close to my head, and this way is the wrong way to do it. Although my legs are tilted, my head's still in the middle of my 2 arms, so it makes the skill a lot harder and a lot less safe. And that's pretty much it for today. We'll come back at it tomorrow and keep working on it until you feel pretty tired. And don't push yourself too hard, because you need to be able to regain the muscle and build your muscle for tomorrow, when we work on day 2 of getting our left-handed one arm or our right-handed one arm, whichever one we're trying to get.